Hi, welcome to Emma ASMR Creative. Today I wanted to show you some of the books that I recently acquired through a house clearance. So I was able to get some books before for free, basically. So I got some books. I also got some craft bits and pieces. I got a few videos for this house clearance haul to show you. So this is the first set of books that we've got. I got them in mind of journaling. So some of these books, but I didn't want to take them all. There were other books there as well, but basically my mind frame was getting pretty books that I really thought were quite sweet, like this one. It's so pretty. And some books for journaling, also to fill my box up. Basically I just had a box to fill up, so and there was a few of these books in here that are not necessarily for journaling, but they are there as well, so I thought I'd grab those too and show you those. So yeah, I've got a few lovely books here. They are Danish books, Danish language books. I will also be doing a flip through of these books in a non-talking version. Be the follow-up video for this that I will probably post either tomorrow or the following day. So we've got these books. Let's start with this little one. I'm not sure whether it's how old it is. I think it's 1885, I think it was, or something like that. It does say 1855 here, so maybe that's the when it was published. That's a near enough date. This book is some kind of rhyme book, I believe. It's very neat, and the pages are very thin, not the thinnest of pages that I've come across, but they are very thin. It is a string bound book, so that's really nice. And it also has some sort of family tree type item in here. I know that some Bibles that you can get, sometimes their family trees are written in the back of them, and which is always very fascinating to me. But anyway, this is a little book. I do love the sounds of these pages. I don't want to. I feel like I shouldn't handle it too much, but I don't know. Books need to be read, don't they? So it's very sweet, and I do love the cover of this book. It's so pretty. I would love to find more books like this, and I hope I do in the future that are decorated like this. I think they're really, really nice. So that's a little gem there. Now this book is a more modern book. You might recognise it. I don't know. I don't recognise it. I'm not sure if this is a famous book or not. I don't recognise it. I'm not even sure when it was printed. I think it's in the 60s, late 60s maybe. That's quite a nice book. It's nice. It's pretty clean, and it's all its pages are here. And it has a nice dust jacket which keeps the back in good condition, and I love this marbly green effect on the back. The only thing is that if I was going to use it for a journal, is that the pages are really, really thin, so that would be a problem. But it is a string bound book, so that's a plus point. But I'm not sure whether it's a well-known book or even a good story. So if you know this book, then let me know in the comments below and tell me if it's a good book or not to read. It's a possibility that I won't use this as a journal at all because it's in quite good nick. I might either put it on a market stall or even donate it to charity. Okay, the next book that we have here in this pile, I do have some others on here that we'll look at, but this one in the next in the pile is a religious encyclopedia, a children's religious encyclopedia. Now this one is a 80s book, and I did pick this one up because I liked I love encyclopedias. I'm always looking for encyclopedias, and I really would like to do an 80s journal. Now, a little bit of a background. I would like to give away or sell or do some happy mail or something like that. More so the happy mail and giveaway things. But of course I would like to make some pocket money of some sort to put back into the journals I make, or the projects that I do, or the art I do, right? So I thought I would maybe get good at doing proper journals, you know, like where you sew the spine in and do a front cover and stuff like that. And I could do an 80s journal now, because I think that would really be cool. Cause I don't know, maybe it'll be better to do an 80s/90s journal, or like late 80s, early 90s. I certainly wanted to involve the 80s, and this is 1985. This is a religious book, but if you're religious or not, the pages in here are beautiful. Now, I'm not sure about the copyright on these. I think I'm not allowed to copy the pictures and use them or sell them as printables, but I am allowed to use this book and use the originals in my work. I believe that's okay. Selling this to make profit of, I suppose, I would have to use the originals. I just love that. It's just a gorgeous tropical rainforest scene there, and these animals are really nice. And there's some lovely flower pictures. There's quite a nice selection of between drawings, real photography, and black and white pictures in here, illustrations, should I say. I just wanted to show you, they have some gorgeous space pictures in here of the galaxy, some birds. Where did I find that galaxy picture? I probably can't find it now, but I promise you it is in here. It's a very nice galaxy picture. The trees are nice too. Some art housing. There it is. There's that galaxy picture. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that picture. This is amazing. Space amazes me. So here you go. There's that 80s religious. It is religious. It's Christian, I believe. It's just generally a very nice book. So that one. Now these books here are also like storybooks. This one is also by the Harold Robbins. This was a book I did find without a jacket. I also wanted to was thinking about using it as a journal, as the pages are not thin, but they are quite good quality, and it had a nice string spine, which I marked with a bit of baking paper, maybe, I don't know. So that was definitely a possibility, but there's like all the good pages are in good condition, and the front, the spine and the back were all really nice. I do love this marbling green effect, and I think the green would be like, maybe, yeah, we could decorate the spine, right? Or I could maybe rub the lettering off, I don't know, and put my own. But I think the green would make either really a Christmassy one, or I think it would make a nice flower ephemera journal holder type thing, the green So many ideas, so many ideas. Look at the light on, look. It's getting dark. I hope you can see okay. Let's have a look. Now this one is a, I think this is an adult teen or a young adult book. I'm not sure, but this is what I've been told. I'm still not sure about it. It's also from the 60s, I believe. Excuse me, I have hiccups. And it has lots of different books in here, different stories. I love the pictures. The pictures sold me on this book. I do love the pictures. Somebody was telling me it's like plays or something. I think it's just short stories. But the pictures, the illustrations are great. Yeah, look. They're just great. Those illustrations are just great. I'll look at those a little bit more later. And of course it has the dust jacket there as well, which has some great pictures on it too. And this interesting figure on the book. If you know anything about this, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know more information. If you don't, and you're curious yourself, I am going to do a non-speaking version of this with some of these lovely books and book pages, because I know many of you and myself personally enjoy these sounds, listening to these sounds before I go to bed. And if I find any information about these books, I will put it in the description. Okay, so now we're on to the fun stuff. These are lovely little bird books. Let's have a look at this one first. This one has a jacket, but it also has a lovely picture of a little bird in gold on the front cover, which I think is just delightful. It's seen better days. This, as you can see, the dust jacket has been sellotaped a few times. There's a little, I think there's a price up there. I'm not sure what it says. It says 12 something, maybe 12.65. I'm not sure what that is. Probably old money, but it's in 1965, this little book. And it has lots of little birds in it and beautiful pictures of birds. I definitely want to, I'm not going to cut this book up, sorry, not cutting, unless I can find another book that's exactly the same and maybe in worse condition, or maybe I can find one in better condition. But this book is staying intact because I love these books like this. And of course I will be scanning these into the computer and using these birds in some of my journals, especially in the future. Lovely little birds. I love these books. These books are also really, really nice for referencing for when you're doing watercolours, to have a little bird garden or something in your watercolour, and to see the way the feathers are being illustrated as a really nice reference. Look at this. Wow. But it's so colourful, really. So pretty. Pretty little birds. Lovely. Lovely little book. Lots of reference material at the back as well. I'd love to find some more of these books. I think I might look online and see, especially on eBay or on Blue Papers, and see if I can find some more reference books like this. Because just the cover is really neat, isn't it? It's lovely. So cute. We have another bird book left that's been chewed by a bird. I got chewed by a bird as well today. This plasters work because I got chewed by a bird. This one is a cookbook and it's in a plastic bag because there's lots of bits and pieces of paper in there. So we have the bird book and we have this book. Now this is like a travel guide book, to me anyway. It's such a gorgeous little book. It's like a tourist guidebook, right? It's 1966 to 1967. And it's just so well decorated. It's really lovely to have. And to be like, to look through this and recognise some of the places I've visited or I've been to, and look at the pictures and see if any of these places are still there, or you know, that not so much the places are, the towns will be of course, but the different things and how they've changed. What they recommend you go and see in the 60s and things like that when you're on your holidays. I think that's really fun, and how the maps have changed as well. It's really nice. It's the Deer Haven. Now we went here last summer, I think it was. And down here, I don't know whether you can see, I think it's on the main road, and you come around this round, and then in the wood here somewhere, I'm not 100% sure where it is, but there is a lovely popular restaurant, very popular restaurant, and it's really, really nice. It's in the woods. I can't really remember where it is to be exact. But I shall pop a picture of it in, I have a picture of it somewhere. It's a very unusual restaurant. It's like almost like a roundhouse in the forest. It's really interesting actually. Really unusual, but a really nice place to eat and relax if you've gone for a little walk. So yeah, we went to Raders as well, and we went to the zoo, the wildlife park. That was fun. I do love this place around here. Silkeborg and Skanderborg. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Danes. Skanderborg, I think it is. Yeah. It's really sweet. Lovely, lovely, lovely book. I really, 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 really happy to find something like this. I had found one of these before. I have seen one of these before, but it was really tatty. So it's really pleasing to find one in good condition and with such beautiful pictures. Cool. There you go, there's that one. It's getting darker and darker out there now. And this stack of books is getting higher and higher. I'm gonna have a little drink. Let's have a look. About parrots and parakeets. This is a 1973 book, and it has lots of factual examples about birds and veterinary care. Lots of black and white pictures, but some drawings as well. It's more of an interest book about birds and bird behaviour, but of course it's a little out of date, but it's still interesting, and what poisonous plants and what plants they can eat and so forth, and how to look after them, but how they did it back in the 60s. So I find it rather interesting to compare with the way they did things back then and the way they do things now. Of course, you've got some beautiful pictures again in here. Some diagrams. And details about the wings and the names of the feather, different types of feathers. Not such an interesting book to look at regarding the pictures, but still, it's still a little bird book. I do like little birds. Well, ones that don't bite anyway. Stack of books is getting very high, so I'm going to have a little break and I'm going to put some other books back on the shelf or in the cupboard. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to go through these in a bit.